Greetings, everybody. First off, I want to thank Mr. Dabu7 for pointing this stuff out, and I know I made a comment on his channel saying I favorited that video because a lot of people were uploading it because it got taken down on his channel because it was a predictive programming basically from the Dark Knight, with the term Sandy Hook actually mentioned in the Dark Knight movie, and his video got taken down because it was so-called violent or whatever. But so other people have been posting it, and I ended up favoriting it. Well, I commented on his channel basically saying that, well, you know, I'm going to actually upload something relatively the same thing, but I found some other interesting things from this, and I want to show this to you from a biblical perspective as well. 2 Corinthians 10:4-6 says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God, to the pulling down of strongholds." Okay? "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringeth into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. And having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience, when your obedience is fulfilled." Now, this is kind of interesting, because these 3 verses, especially verse 5, is talking about imaginations. Imaginations can also go into, basically, in a line of imagery, too. And we read in the 2nd commandment that we are not supposed to make graven images, and also we're not supposed to bow down to them. See, we're not supposed to make any graven images of anything of heaven above and earth beneath, or bow down to it. You know, and that's pretty significant, because what does Hollywood do? What does Hollywood do? Through their Illuminati mindset, they create a lot of projective images into your head, and all these types of things that messes with your brainwaves. Okay, and not to mention, they do predictive programming in their movies. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, come on, it's just a movie." Well, I mean, it's over and over again. It's been proven that 9/11 was predicted through all these movies before 9/11 hit. Go and look at the lyrics. I mean, even in songs, go look at the lyrics of REM's song. It's the end of the world as you know it. And you're going to see 9/11 predicted in that song as well. So it's not just movies. It's music too. And what are these? What is this music? What is this movies? They're imaginations. Okay? We're not supposed to be taking part in any of these Illuminati, Luciferian imaginations, which clearly is what runs Hollywood. Okay? Imaginations means computation. Computation that is figuratively, or reasoning, conscience, conceit, you know, your conscience. You know, these movies prick the conscience and all this, and, you know, imagination, thought. And then Revelation 13:14-15 says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. Why do you think this whole graven image thing has been removed from the commandments of God, mainly from the Catholic Church? Okay. So, you know, and ever since this commandment has been removed, we have television that projects images, and we're not supposed to be involved in imagery. We're not supposed to be involved in images, okay? It's not supposed to be a part of our lifestyle. But a good example of this image, which is not the beast that comes out of the earth, it's an image to the beast. A prime example could be the television that is, or the movie theaters that are bringing out these movies. Okay? And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. You know, the television speaks to you. Okay? I mean, I'm not saying that this is the exact image of the beast. I'm just simply saying that it's a very very deceptive tool that Satan has used in this modern age. The word image means a likeness, that is. Okay, a likeness. You know, what you see on movies are a likeness of what is going on around you and your actual realm, your actual world. That is literally, or it could be a statue, a profile, figuratively a representation. There you go, or resemblance. What are movies? They're resemblance of other things. What do these movies predict? They predict resemblance of current events that are happening. Exodus 24:6 says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything." Not that we're supposed to make unto thee any graven, but we're not supposed to have any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath. God is not a God likened to gold and silver, wood and stone, or a Christmas tree, or the December 25th birthday of Tammuz. He has no part of this, And then in verse 25 it says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God." So first he says, and this is all one commandment, by the way. First he says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath. And thou shalt not bow down thyself to them." So not only are you not supposed to make them, you're not supposed to bow down to them either. So the crosses and these types of things, well, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Now, the reason why I'm so, I'm into this imaginations and image, like the image of the beast, is I really want to show you this because this is just too cut and dry, and it's very disgusting, actually. Here is the Gotham map that was used in The Dark Knight Rises, okay? And here you can see Sandy Hook, right there. Alright? You can actually look around this map and see other cities or towns that are actual cities or towns in the real world. Cobble Hill. Okay, Cobble Hill is a neighborhood in the New York City borough of Brooklyn. Sandy Hook is in Connecticut. Okay, Connecticut is just southeast of New York. Fort Clinton is another one that is mentioned in this Gotham map. Right here. Okay, that's in New York Central Park. So, all of these, Red Hook is another one that's mentioned. Right there. Okay. And Red Hook is another neighborhood in the New York City borough of Brooklyn. Okay. So, and I'll give you all these links, but it's, the programming, the predictive programming that was done in this movie is really, it's in your face, okay? Now, here is one of the images from the clips of that Batman movie. As you can see right here, on the release date, okay, at midnight, the midnight showing in Aurora, Colorado, on the release date of Darkman Rises, there was a theater shooting in Aurora, and you can see on one of the skylines here in this movie, right there you have Aurora, okay? Now, this is another scene, and here you can see that same map, so you can see it right there. So it's the same exact map that is used, okay? And if you look real closely right here, this is in the movie. It says Sandy Hook right here. And then later on, the individual points right to it. And then Gordon says to mark the truck, get a GPS on it so we can start to figure out how to bring it down. And again, there's another clip clear resemblance of that Sandy Hook. It's the same map they used in the movie. Alright? Same thing. I mean, you can tell right here. And all of these other Red Hook, Fort Clinton, Cobble Hill, these are all towns that are mentioned in this Gotham map. Okay, Fort Clinton, Cobble Hill, Red Hook. So I'm not saying that, I'm not predicting anything else to happen from this. All I'm saying is this right here is like in the Zone 1 area. And this was Sandy Hook. And you can see the truck routes going up. And then here's Zone 2. And I don't know, maybe Cobble Hill is part of that Zone 2. I have no idea. But I'm just pointing out that these are actually named towns in real life. And but the main thing I wanted to show you was this. It says Sandy Hook right here. Okay, you can see it clear as day, right there. And then you look at Aurora right there. I honestly don't think that's a coincidence. And you know what? 9/11 has been predicted through plenty of movies before it happened. So don't think it's too outstretched to the far of the imagination. Okay, you want to call it conspiracy theory or whatever, but you know what? We've seen this before, and they put this stuff out right in plain view. Okay, I mean they put it right out in plain view for you to see it, and so it's not like they're not showing you. It's just you gotta look. But that's the reason why I want to share those scriptures with you too. That's the reason why I want to share these scriptures with you too, because this all deals with imaginations, imagery, image, and also, I mean, you look at the shooter, there's a lot of things with him too. With the type of medication he was probably on, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, basically what I'm trying to get at is, these movies predict these events, and it does say evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. And that's clearly what's going on. And it's going to get worse. And it's going to increase and it's going to continue. And I apologize if any of those over there in Connecticut happen to stumble across this video. It's not my intention to bring you harm. But I just wanted to point this out to you guys. As well as Dabu 7 did. I mean, he did a better job at it than I did. I'm just basically copying with what he found with the links that he showed. So, well, there you have it, guys. Truth be told, truth be known, stay safe, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.